Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Ceed Chat. I'm always excited to bring you different episodes because I know that it is packed with education, entertainment, and everything that you will need in the workplace, both as a manager, as an employee, or whatever it is that you do in a workplace. And this is another exciting episode with me, of course, Blessings Mosugu. And today we are looking at a very, very broad issue, which, of course, we'll try to, reduce the length of it and just discuss it. And that is incentives, workplace incentives. Now, there are different workplace cultures and different things that motivate people. And one of the things that are most talked about is incentives. And that's why we're discussing that today. And like always, I would always say that we need professionals to dissect these issues. And so I have with me none other than the... let me see how to, I'm running out of ideas on how to introduce you, but okay, so he's an excellent business consultant. He's a masterclass guru. He's a managing partner at Certification Edge, and he is none other than Mr. Ajibola Bamidele. Thank you. I didn't want to overdo, so that I do not say, your problem is too much. But, with the weight you carry, I just have to introduce you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
So today we're talking about workplace incentives, right? And it's funny because every time people mention incentives, the only thing that comes to mind is money. A lot of people, when they say incentives, if you ask them, we're going to go straight into the Vox Pop now, and so we'll check out their reactions and then we'll be back. But I just wanted to lay that foundation that a lot of people believe that incentive is majorly based on money alone, monetary values and all. And I want to believe that that's not the case, and I hope that you help us clarify that. But before we do that, let's take a look at what employees have to say about workplace incentives, and we'll be right back.
I think that incentives make people entitled. I think it actually also motivates them to work. Everybody likes the idea of having a reward at the end of, successfully chasing a goal. I think it's just more motivation. It doesn't exactly give an entitlement mentality or spirit.
I think it actually gives them that extra motivation to go the extra mile. So yes, motivation all the way.
Incentives make people work hard. It's a motivating factor for employees in an organization.
Okay, I think it makes people want to work hard, having to see something, aside to your salary, and it actually motivates you to want to do more, and because you actually going to enjoy some kind of benefits, when you do more. So when there's an incentive, I guess it helps to push you, to go beyond, what you can do just to, end that.
Travel.
Oh, all looks enticing though. I would say travel. Yeah, love to visit new places actually.
That's like a pool. That's a lot in the pool to pick from. I have so many favorite things there. I have bonus, I have travels, I have money. And if I can't have all, just let me know which incentives you'll be giving me.
Mentorship.
There you have it. Don't forget, we're still talking about incentives. And like I said, I'm sure you've noticed that a lot of people mentioned money first before even anything. That's if they mention anything. But now I'm going to be asking Mr. Ajibola, who is still with me. What do we understand by incentives? Is it just money or is it beyond money?
So, number one, incentives is actually what you get for doing something well. And when you do a bit of research, you start seeing people separating incentive from salary. And say salary is what you get from coming to work. Incentive is what you get for doing the work well. I can't understand. I can't understand.
That's double salary.
Honestly, I can't understand. I can't understand whereby there's something called incentive, really. However, people want, because I've seen someone, before I answer your question, whether it's money, somebody earns 500,000 and got another, maybe, what do you call all this side hustle, that will give 150. The person started dedicating more time to that side hustle more than the what is given, the big thing.
Yeah.
So even when somebody earns 500,000, that person will still feel, because they paid me 50K more, then I'm more motivated. So I'm wondering. So when you research and see a lot of definitions around, I try not to want to separate salary from incentive. But however, in this part of the world, if you don't separate it, because of the way we think, because if someone has already paid me, that person has paid me for doing my work well, and so run and pay to do that work, then that's been incentivized, because it's not free work. It's not NGO work. You've been paid to do it. But in the general terminology of what you get around, means that there's salary, there's also incentives. But when you look at incentive from the angle of the employer, incentive cost will cost the employer money, but it might not necessarily get to the employee as money, as financial. Because it's also what is paying you to travel out of the country.
Yeah.
You didn't get it as cash. But
it costs money.
Cost money. So, but people don't value those things that don't come as cash, because we're a cash-driven economy, whereby somebody offers you to take you to work every day.
You say, give me the money.
You say, what has it done for me? Just take you to work. But
how much has it given
How much is it giving me? But it's giving you money. It's kind, allowing you go every day. I saved you 50,000. But do you know that if you don't give that person that 50,000, that person actually see that you gave me 50,000 than helping me out. So that's the way we're wired. I don't know why. Also because of culture, what we see as when it doesn't come in cash. In fact, if you're let's digress a bit into reward. Imagine your boss took you for a meeting and said choose between 2 million and a meeting with Obama together, or a meeting with the White House. You just be sitting with me in a meeting in the White House. I'm having a board meeting in America, but maybe the White House. You're going to be with me, or I give you 2.5 million. A typical Nigerian. Say, I beg, what will I do with Obama? Obama ain't gonna feed me, you know.
I'm laughing because honestly, I think that I'll choose 2.5 million, and that's because they didn't say that Obama is guaranteed that Obama will become my friend.
No.
Or I'll have his number.
No.
Or I'll have a meeting with him again.
No.
Just to sit down with him. What if he doesn't even notice me?
But do you know that some people spend thousands of dollars to get that experience?
Well.
But the way we view things, people would rather go for 2.5 million. Let me just don't take your Obama away.
I will become
Obama. So these are ways. So incentives are things people give us for reward, and it doesn't have to be only cash.
Right.
It can be a trip, it can be a gym, it can be whatever they're giving you extra upon what you're doing. Then what qualifies you for incentives? That's my own challenge.
Okay. So before we go into that, right, I would like to, you're a business owner, and I really want to pick your brain a little, if you don't mind. I want to know how managers think, right? This is a very tricky question, but I'm going to ask it either ways. Now, are incentives given for a job well done, or they're giving to ensure that people get the job done well?
Problem.
This is what I'm asking. So this is what I'm asking, right?
Okay.
Let's say in a company, there's one person who does the job well, right? That one person is not exactly your target. You're impressed, but you wish that every other person can do the job like this person. So you give that person the incentive to make other people want to do the job like that person. So that's what I'm asking. Is it majorly, and this is me trying to get from the perspective of the business owner now, are you majorly just giving the incentive to encourage that person who did the job well to do it better, or to encourage other people who have not done the job as well as that person to up their game? Which one is the major priority?
Okay, so why do we give incentives? To reinforce behavior, to make sure people repeat certain behavior over and over again. And, it's just like when people know that when I do this get rewarded, they want to do that more.
Yeah.
So when we see someone do something big, something good, I want this behavior to be something everybody replicates in the enterprise, then you can incentivize it. Start giving incentives on that thing. However, some actually draw out incentive as a competition to make sure and say, you know what, if you guys do well, I'll give you this. At that point in time, what you're going to get is you are killing enterprise culture. Because when that thing is not in front of them anymore, they become bad. Because you see, I rather want to incentivize someone that have done well. That means it's no longer a transaction. Because normally you wouldn't have done well if I didn't say you get this, they do this for me. So that's a transaction. So why am I clapping for you again? Because it's just like, come, if you do this for me, I give you this. And I've given you this by now.
Yeah.
But if you see someone that genuinely have done things well, then you want that kind of behavior that, because that person was not doing it because it was expecting anything. But you're pushing for excellence driven by internal satisfaction. And that is what I like in giving incentive to. But when you give incentive based on, if you do this, I'll get this, it's not like pool now. It's just like, anybody can do it just to jump the building, I'll give you this. Everybody's doing it because you're going to get this. Yeah. But that might not be that person. If that thing is not for that person, then that's why employers that use that a lot don't have sustainable performance culture. Because the reason why everybody's working at that point in time and giving their best is that it's being incentivized.
Yeah, and once that incentive stops coming in, that's all.
Yeah, no, that's not them. So typically, I have a team member, and you say, you know what, if you work fully 8 to 5, I'm going to give you 50K. That person will try to make sure 8 to 5, the person can account for it.
You even do 8 to 7.
Now, I said, if you can account for your deliverable, what you did today, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, then I'm going to give 50K. That person would want a quality thing to be in 8 to 9, 9 to 10. But you don't put that in front of that person will waste that day. So it means that if you don't keep putting, it's just like cocaine. So it's not, that person is just high because of what you're given. But when that is not there, that person is scrappy. So company culture, if you don't know how to use incentives sometimes, it kills organizational culture. So you must be, and that's why I hate using incentives to be, if you make it so predictable that when the person does this, you give it, it becomes the expected salary again. The same way salary does not motivate again, the same way it's going to be. So, but when you give it intermittently, that when people don't even expect, it's when you draw this. So people know that it's good work you're rewarding, not that, oh, let me just do this so I can get this. Then you're going to have an organization of pretense.
Right. Okay, so you were talking about why people give incentives before I interrupted. You said something was your issue.
For me, it's the incentive. I don't like talking about incentive because I feel that is an extra. If it comes, it should not motivate. It should make you happy. But if it doesn't come, it should not make you sad. I see people say they're just paying me salary alone. I won't do my work well. They didn't even appreciate me. I say, wait. Oh my God.
Okay, but I mean, there are, aside the individual incentives that people hope for and at some point start becoming entitled to, there are also like the general incentives that may not necessarily cost too much, like maybe monthly outings or bi-monthly outings, something that people look forward to, because you know how the human nature is, right? When they are doing one thing continuously for long, they get tired. So in companies where they say, okay, by December there's the end of the year party, there's the miss this one, miss that one, they're giving award to the best dress and things like that. I feel like that's another form of incentive, because a lot of people are now looking forward to the end of the year, and saying, oh, by the end of the year, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So I feel like beyond even making them work hard, they're also more interested in the company, and it also boosts loyalty, if I may say, because I mean, you know that you have this culture in the workplace where every December there's this to be celebrated, there's that. It's just a friendly, zone.
That's not incentive again, because if it's a company party, that's not an incentive.
Yeah, but I mean, if
everybody gets it. So is you talking about introducing some should I say team bonding?
Yeah, but culture. I really do feel like that is incentive in a way.
Because incentive means you are rewarding performance. Somebody is doing a job well. So if you make it an enterprise thing, it's no longer an incentive, because people that didn't do your job well will come for the party. Or you're separating only high flyers alone. Only people that will come, maybe you're doing a boat cruise for only high flyers alone. That's what we call incentive. But if you're doing an organization-wide party, that's not an incentive. Everybody gets, even when I'm crappy, I get it. So that's not incentive.
Yeah, but I mean, what if it's just a way to thank people?
You thank people for not doing well. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but at least for working in the company.
No.
So we're saying that people who do not perform do not deserve any kind of
incentive. Is for people that performed. It's not just there. It's not meant to be given to, because salary is definitions that I don't agree with. Actually, people say salary is for you coming to work. Incentive is you doing your work well. So coming to work, don't I want you to do your work well? That be your salary, but conversations for another day. So, but if you given an incentive, you're given because that person has done something, or sometimes we call it ABCD award, above, beyond the call of duty. The person have given more, is given 120%. That person should have done 100%. When you do 100%, your salary is okay. But when you do 120%, then you should be given incentive. When you do 140%, you should be given incentive because you've gone beyond the call of duty. But that's what it is. But all other things you're saying, the company party, company to everybody, thank God it's Friday, everything, that's not incentive. We're just doing that to work on the organizational climate. So that people have, people are happy, movie night, That's just the climate you're trying to work on. But that's not making performers want to do well and non-performance not to stop their bad performance or non-performance. Yeah. They will in fact, it means you are rewarding non-performance. Don't forget, if you keep rewarding and giving incentives and let performers and non-performers enjoy the same thing, it means also, so why should I perform? There's no reason why. Okay. So when I was in network marketing many years ago, the reason why you do well is that they only pick few of you to tour the world. So you might be 3,000 network marketers. Only 10 might qualify for the global rally. And they're going to spoil you. You're going to go to the best hotels in the world, fully paid by the organization. So the reason why we work hard is, nobody wants to miss that.
But I mean, bringing it back to the reason why people give incentives, isn't that a good thing? I mean, if I were a business owner, for example, if I see that I give this person incentive, it makes other people work hard. I don't care whether they want to, whether it's them or not, as long as they're working hard.
Every company must reward someone that's given 120%. But if you've given 100% and you're paid to do 100%, that's a salary. But when you do 110%, 105%, then they should incentivize because you can afford to withhold your 5%. But you're withholding less than your 100% means you're not performing. So that's a different ball game. A company brought you to send 10 meals. You've done 8 meals. Why do they want to give you incentives? You've done 9 meals and you've done 10 meals. That's good. They paid you to do 10 meals. But now, if you do 12 meals, you send 12 meals or 15 meals, then fantastic. You've done more than what you're meant to do. So they should give you incentives.
Okay. I would also want us to talk about the fact that there are unequal JDs, job descriptions in companies, right? Yeah. So what if employee A's job description is different from employee B's job description? Employee A's job description allows him to go over and beyond. And it's quite obvious that, this person was supposed to do this, and then he did this and did this and did this. Fantastic. But employee B's job description is only restricted to a certain thing. Do this, do this. If you go too much, you've overdone. If you do less, you've underdone. So that way, how is it now fair that the person who has the ability to go over and beyond and does it is incentivized, and the person who cannot go over and beyond because of their job description, this is what I'm supposed to do, if I do too much, is excessive? So how do I now, I don't know if you get my question. So how do I now prove that I deserve to be incentivized? So incentivized, voila, English. Incentivized. So the point now is, let's say you're rewarding this person for doing 120%, while this person can only genuinely do 100%. Isn't that biased?
So let me give you an example of what you're trying to do. Okay, so you're meant to send mails, and you can only send 10 mails, and they told you to send 10 mails. You cannot even send 15 mails, because 15 people does not exist, and you've done your 15 mails. That's why in most companies, every job, they have a grade. There are key jobs to that organization, and there are jobs that are not, and they've graded them. And that will also determine the way they pay. Some 100K, somewhere 200K, somewhere 500, somewhere 1 million. Depends on how valuable. We call it compensable factors. What you do, how does it affect the business? So most times, There's some things that people do, just like security that is opening the door and closing well.
Yeah.
Of course, if it doesn't open the door, it will affect the business. But if it opens the door and closes well, they will still, that's what you should do.
But how does it now prove that? I mean, not to prove, because you're not doing it for the incentives, but if you want to reward such a person, what are the criteria?
So in that case, what we try to do for people like that is you have a team incentive. You know, because your organizational incentive, that if everybody give their best, you put your number of hours, you meet your goals, you're 100%. At the end of the year, this is going to be what you're going to get because you're part of this team. Right. And you give your best. You know, that's basically what that does. But if it's maybe, majorly you see sales guys, because they want to bring money, they want to get money every day, they want them to make more calls, get more customers. So companies try to put incentives on that to make sure they generate the pay in. But, you know, general enterprise performance, companies do enterprise organization-wide incentive, almost every performance incentive every year.
Okay, well, it's been a pretty interesting conversation about incentives.
Although extremely short.
Do you want us to have like a part 2 of this?
Well, I guess so. Want some more time.
Okay, let us know if you want a part 2 of the topic incentives, because we still have a lot to talk. From the way Mr. Ajibola is talking, you will know that he's not done tackling this issue. But anyways, it's been an amazing conversation on incentives here on Ceed Chat, powered by Ceed Academy. Don't forget, drop your comments, follow us on our social media handle. We are at Ceed Academy. And also share, like, and comment, and we'll definitely be reading it and seeing what you have to say about this topic and other topics in general. Till I come your way again on another episode, my name is Blessings Mosugu. Have a lovely day.
Ceed Academy, your growth partner.